Hello, welcome to another episode of Coffee with Mirko. Hope you're well, hope you're safe, and before we go ahead, just if you're new, just feel free to reshare this podcast, take a screenshot, as we're going to have an amazing chat with Shinsaku in a matter of minutes. And speaking of which, he just has just tuned in, so let's bring him on.
Hey, how are you, Mikhail?
Hey,
Michael?
Shane, how are you, brother?
I'm good. Nice to meet you. How are you?
Nice to meet you. It's so good to see you, and thank you so much for giving us an hour of your time. I know you're
Yeah,
always
thank you so much.
super busy, and
No,
I'm
I'm
very
not super busy.
appreciative.
Thanks so much for having me. It's amazing. Thank you.
It's my real honor and pleasure. And
Yeah,
before we get started, I just want to ask you,
yeah.
how are you and your family with everything that's going on in the world?
Mm-hmm. What is it? Sorry, I couldn't
Sorry,
get it.
how are you and your family with everything that's going on in the world? You know?
Yeah, it's everything's good. Yeah, it's just coronavirus is really, it's really difficult situation now, right? So,
Yeah.
how about you guys? How's the
Yeah, good.
coronavirus
Yeah,
situation?
you know. Yeah, in Melbourne is, you know how it is in Melbourne. So, you have plenty of friends here, and
Okay.
we're getting out of it hopefully soon from the lockdown. But look,
Oh,
I'm
but
lucky.
you guys still locked down.
Yeah, because in Melbourne we're still in lockdown. But look, I mean, we're lucky, man. Look,
Okay.
we got a roof, coffee, water,
Oh,
food.
amazing.
We're
Is,
grateful for what we have. But no,
is
thank
it
you. And
is this actually a training room?
no, this is just my home where I just brew coffee.
Wow, that's amazing. Look at that. My coffee room is here too.
Well, your coffee room looks much better.
So I have a two-part press.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then you
and
go
then
linear
linear mini,
mini.
and
Yeah.
also this is the rocket.
That's a rocket. Yeah, I can see.
Yeah,
That's beautiful, man.
yeah, both is a good coffee machine. It's amazing.
Um, and
Yeah,
Shing, just to get started, could you kindly tell us a little bit about how did you start your coffee journey and your coffee
yeah,
career?
yeah, of course. So I started making coffee almost 80 years ago, and then I didn't have anything at the moment. I have nothing at all. It's really hard to start making coffee in my career. And I just when I was in Japan, I Googled where's the best coffee in the world, and then after then I Googled where's the best coffee shop in the Australia, and I just found Melbourne, and also I just found a St. Ali coffee shop. And then 10 days later, I just went to Australia and I just met with my, Salvatore. And I got a job from them. And I got a kitchen hand when I started. Yeah, it's
Mm.
really hard because I cut orange, 500 orange every single day. It's a really funny story, right? But yeah, it's like about I was like, I was like in heaven because coffee smells good. There's so many amazing barista, and it's like my dreams come true. That's the why when I started making coffee.
Mm.
Yeah, it's really hard anyway.
Because a lot of people think,
Yeah,
it's not so direct the translation. Just become a barista, like you say. You started from cutting and peeling oranges or washing dishes, and
yeah,
you, you know, and eventually you move to making shots, and maybe you can dial in, and maybe then you go onto the milk
exactly.
station, and maybe then you become junior barista, and then maybe
Mm,
head barista.
mm.
And what sort of like approach did you take? Like, how important was for you to go, I need to learn, so I need to work hard to in order to learn as much as I can as I
Mm.
grow.
Yeah, I think I'm really focused on the uh, how can I improve in my coffee, and also I really focus on I think my life because sometimes some people say that you cannot do that, right? So when I started making coffee, everyone told me you cannot become champion. I was like okay, and then I didn't listen to anything because I actually I didn't care what other people say. And I just focus on one thing. How can I improve my copy? And how can I improve my skills? And then I just found the best way to improving my coffee. It's just I think focus every single day, training, training, and training. Very simple actually.
It is. I'm reading a book, and they basically talking about
Mm.
like how to master something, you need to at least work at 10,000 hours before
Yeah,
you become
exactly.
successful. So
That's a painful. That's painful. Yeah.
yeah.
So that's why I think 1,000 times before become champion.
Mm.
Practice and then every single day, and then I think confidence that come from preparation. Every single day practice and practice.
Practice every single day. That's the best
Mm.
advice for sure. And why did you choose latte art as your category? You know.
I think it's so when I started making coffee, before when I sorry, I was in Japan, and my father bought small coffee machine, and then he showed me how to make a cappuccino. I say, okay, that's really interesting, and he showed me over the latte art on the YouTube, and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing, and then I was in love coffee. And that's why I just watch. I don't know. I just watch the latte art, right? And I just wanted to do that. That's why I started the latte art. And yeah, that's the reason. Mm.
Yeah, I think it's amazing, and I think it's also important to, you know, when you choose a passion and a career, also
Yeah.
to focus on one thing
Mm.
rather than
Mm.
10 or 15,
Mm.
because then you're able to sort of really put all your focus, narrow it down to, in your case, it was latte art.
Mm-hmm.
And competing is not easy. I was actually, a mice, on both the last three mice. So, I was lucky enough to see you there,
Oh, thank you
um,
very much. Mm.
which was, super good to see your
Thank you.
success in that.
Thank
But
you.
competing is not easy. It's not like
Mm.
a walk in the park, both mentally, physically, and also financially,
Exactly.
because you gotta buy the milk or you gotta
Yeah.
buy the coffee.
Yeah.
What would you recommend to people who want to start competition or who are new to competition?
Mm-hmm. I think for me, set the goal first, and then how to improve and how to fix it, and
Hmm.
also you need to make a plan, right? How to achieve the goal. So I think the first, most important thing is make a goal, and then
And your
how
goal
to
was to
achieve the
become
goal. Champion,
la- latte
yeah,
art champion. Yeah,
not a
yeah.
champion. And I was like, how can I improve my skills? How can I become champion? How to overcome my mentality, especially nervous, right, on the stage. Yeah, some
Mm.
people can, yeah, because sometimes some people on the stage, they feel like very nervous on the stage. You know what I mean? And then they had a shaking hand. So, but it didn't work. So, yeah, I focus on how to overcome my pressure on the stage. Mm.
Yeah, how to manage a
That's what I
stage. Yeah,
did. That's
yeah.
most important thing.
And for you, what was your trick? What was the thing that you had to work on for the stage presence? Was it more, uh, like, what did you do in order to overcome those issues for yourself?
You mean overcome? Uh,
How did you manage to, step over the obstacle of the stage
mm. Uh, preparation.
preparation?
That's why I said preparation is most important because I actually practiced 1,000 times, more than 1,000 times before when I on the stage, 1,000 times. So of course, yeah, I have a confidence on the stage, right? Before when I
Yeah.
started, mm, that's why I didn't have nervous, and then I was did my best.
Yeah.
That's
And did you also have, or do you think it's important for people to also have a little bit of a like a mentor to kind of help you with preparation?
yeah, I think so. I think some people needed to the mentor and maybe a
Mhm.
coach, but I didn't have a coach and the mentor as well. No,
Yeah, yeah,
I
I
didn't
know.
have. Yeah, but I was lucky. When I started making coffee, Singapore is super busy cafe. We make coffee, a dozen coffee every single day, and then just it's natural. Mm.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
people,
And are you, and just to give some context to the people really listening to this, so you were here in Melbourne for a pretty good, long time until you
yeah.
won. And what are you doing now? What's your current plan and your project so we get an understanding of where you are and what you're doing?
So I just came back from Melbourne 2 months ago
Hmm.
for set up my coffee shop and set up my coffee company. So which called this is it, Barista Map Coffee
Uh-huh.
Roasters. Yeah, we started an online business and education, and we are still looking for like a location because of Corona.
Of course.
We need to start a little bit slowly, and then slowly and slowly and build up. Mm. But our future is we want to make a good coffee for the customers, of course, and then we want to make a good product
Yeah.
for the customers. And I really want to open good coffee, the best coffee in Japan. That's what I wanted. That's why I came back to Japan. Yeah,
And because obviously, it's two different
yeah,
cultures and they're two
yeah.
different markets as well for
Mm,
coffee.
mm.
What are you going to bring from Melbourne to Japan, and what are you keeping about the Japanese coffee scene?
Mm. Yes, I think it's totally different.
Hmm.
In Melbourne, they have so many takeaway coffee. It's crazy. People want to drink 3 cups of coffee a day. That's crazy. Yeah, but in Japan, they love instant coffee and also, like a small can coffee. Do you know the vending machine, right? It's so easy
Yeah.
to buy. Yeah, and the cheap coffee. But it's very convenient actually. They drink coffee at home. Instant coffee, drip back, or
Hmm.
can coffee. It's so popular. Unfortunately, but it's slowly getting better and better now in Tokyo and Osaka. Yeah, so growing the specialty coffee. Mm.
Okay.
So
Okay.
like us, yeah.
That's good.
Mm.
So basically,
It's
you're
good.
sort of bringing a piece of Melbourne
Yeah,
to Japan.
yeah. So we live from Osaka. Mm.
Hmm.
We
Also, okay. Yeah.
Osaka
Cool.
have
Cool. And so, what's sort of your plan to how are you planning to sort of introducing this new coffee to Japan? With you gonna do maybe some coaching, are you gonna do some public events, or
yeah.
what's the plan? What's the
So
preparation?
preparation. So we did actually we did a collaboration with other company. Yeah,
Mhm.
well, I cannot say now. Still secret. Yeah, sorry. But we do collaboration with a big company, and also we make a new product, and also coaching, yes, and education. Mm.
Mhm.
That I
Mhm.
think we do now. Mm.
And yeah, I think if it's and who is roasting? Are you gonna roast or your? Mhm.
I know now. Yeah, by
No, you're
myself.
roasting.
Yes. So this is very interesting because when I started roasting, it's really hard to understand.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, because totally different between I think roaster and baristas. Yeah, because we focus on how to make a good coffee, right? And how to make good service for customers as well. But they're a little bit different way. Yeah,
Mhm.
they need to know about the coffee beans, like a moisture, like a different temperature or everything. It's totally different. Mm. That's how I learned so many things.
Yeah, no, it's good. And what kind of style of roasting are you looking to achieve for your business? Are you gonna roast light, medium dark? Because you know, or are you gonna
Mm.
try to please maybe a blend for more for the
Yeah, we
traditional?
do. Yeah, we do. We do light roast and a medium roast and a dark roast for Japanese. So we do everything. Yeah. So
Makes
depends on the
sense.
coffee as well. Yeah.
Of course,
Mm.
yeah, it makes sense. And
Mm.
okay, and
Mm.
will you have the roastery inside the shop, or you roasting? Oh, oh,
Inside the shop.
okay,
Yeah.
very nice,
Mm.
very
But
nice.
we use now share roaster, which is our friends. They are
Okay,
recommending.
yeah,
Really like
like
them.
a contra roasting. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I,
No, that makes sense.
yeah, I like
And
super expensive.
it's, yeah, roasters are very expensive. Yes.
So expensive. Mm.
And obviously, you know, we all know that you had, you know, an amazing experience and that you were, you know, quite the
Thank
ambassador
you.
for Centrally.
Yeah.
How important was for you to work for them now that you're starting your own shop? Because you probably learned not just latte art at Centrally, you learned the system, the business, the flow, like you learned something. So how important was that experience for you?
So everything. Everything's important. No, so hard. Yeah. It's because when I was in Melbourne, I just focused on making coffee, and
Mhm.
also like I was focused on competing there, right? But now it's totally different. Now it's how can I promotion this product? How can I manage a shop? How can I manage his company? It's so many things. It's totally different. It's everything's important. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
of course. In fact,
Mm.
you know, Senali has a big team behind them. So obviously, you know, a few people looking after the social media, a few looking after the marketing, and then you got the
Yeah.
baristas
Yeah.
which is good. But I think, you know, something that people who know coffee, we
Mm.
walk into your shop having the confidence because it's you. You are behind
Yeah.
these projects. So,
Mm.
you know, because a lot of people know you, how do you feel sometimes a little bit pressure or responsibility because maybe a lot of people look up to you because they were like, well,
Oh
hey,
no.
Shane, I really want to win. I want to become champion. What can I
Yeah.
do? You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. So no, I didn't have a pressure, but
Mm,
I just like yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for everyone, and I just always I think I be humble. Be humble is important, and so that's why I think I feel like same as before when I started making coffee. I'm not changing anything. Just keep growing and keep learning. So some people think, oh my God, this is a Shin guy. I was like, okay, yes, thank you. I'm not changing anything. Yeah, so I also feel like, yeah,
well,
same.
it's good. I think
Yeah,
you know you're absolutely right. I think it doesn't matter. You know, you can still be humble
yeah,
and be
yeah.
hospitable and personable. Absolutely.
Mm.
I guess what also an important aspect is I was speaking with Caleb maybe a few months ago.
Okay, wow.
How you know? Yeah, 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 but we're friends. But and I kind of want to ask you the same question. I
Mm.
guess that it's important like you become also a good representation for Japan, but it's also important for the Japanese young people, you know, because you're
Yeah,
representing the dream, you're representing the goal. It's like, wow, it's possible. Now, you and other key Japanese people in coffee
thank you.
are inspiring the young generation from Japan to say,
Yeah.
well, there's actually a career in coffee. So do you feel a bit of pride and responsibility the fact that you're helping also many as well Japanese people?
Yeah, I do. So I have yeah, I feel like I have a responsibility to, yeah, teach younger baristas. And also, yeah, I want to contribute to. Japanese coffee society.
Mhm.
So I think I do more education, and also I want to contribute to, coffee industry. Mm. That's why
Yeah.
so now we cannot do compete, right? Because of coronavirus. But after corona, I still keep going to join competition again from Japan.
Okay.
Yeah,
Still
that's
latte
why,
art, or you gonna do
no,
something else?
I'm gonna join barista competition and then brewers competition and then roasting competition.
Of course.
I love that. Because if you make it, the goal, so we can keep improving.
Mm,
Mm.
mm.
And
But
then that's an important thing.
and it's very important because also now you are roasting, so it makes
Mm.
sense for roasting. You are running a coffee shop, so then
Yeah.
it's important you're barista, not just
Mm.
latte art.
Mm.
No, that's amazing.
Mm.
And
Thank you.
and I got a very curious question, and I just don't know why, but where was born the nickname of the
Samurai?
samurai? Yes.
Ah, okay. So it's like intuition. Because many people think about it for, I think, for Japan, ninja or samurai, right?
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's like this is my katana. Yeah,
Yeah.
katana means like
Uh-huh.
sword, right?
Yeah, the sword.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so samurai need to do katana. So that's why I was like, okay, maybe samurai is good matching for me, and then maybe we can build my branding for marketing and promotion. Yeah,
Yeah.
always I was thinking, how can I build my uh, brand? Mm. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it's really hard because there are so many good baristas, there are so many good shops. How can I make success, right? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why every single day I was thinking, how can I, yeah, build my career and also how can I build my brand? Mm.
Yeah. So from then the samurai barista was born.
Yeah, yeah,
I love it.
exactly. Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Hello, and Shane. Before we keep going with the questions, we reached the halfway mark, and I always ask the same question. So it's called
sure, sure.
out of the box. It's out of the box question. So it's a little ritual
Yeah,
that we ask all
yeah, sure,
guests.
sure. Of course.
Um, if you could, who would you like to have dinner with? You can choose anyone in the world.
Dinner,
Dinner, yeah, to have dinner. To go eat out. If
yeah,
you had
dinner with
uh,
with who?
a dreaming guest,
Oh, that's a funny question. Is it from baristas or
anyone,
barista? Anyone?
whoever, anyone you want.
Okay. Uh, hmm. I think Tom Cruise.
Okay.
I love him. It's because he's an amazing actor, right? Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
that's funny. Yeah.
yes.
He actually, I saw a video of him recently. He didn't use a stuntman for doing this big scene where he's
Mm,
launching off with a motorbike or something. Yeah. So that
that's so
is
cool.
it's crazy guy. He does skydiving and a
Mm,
lot of different things. Yeah.
exactly, he does. Yeah,
Yeah.
I really interesting his story as well. That's why I want to go to dinner with him.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And okay, thank you. It's just a little fun question that we ask
yeah,
everyone. So moving forward, like you were talking about education, and obviously you're competing, but are you
yeah.
also currently training people to help people
Hmm.
for competition?
Yeah, I do. Mm-hmm. I
What's
do.
your number one advice that you give to all your students when they just start to do latte art?
Preparation. Seriously, this is the most important thing because when I teach a student, right, preparation was really bad. Very slow. The
And
make numbers.
when you mean preparation, you also mean like to have your chucks, your jug clean, clean tray,
Yes,
your
yeah.
cups. Okay, so guide us through what's the ideal
Yeah,
preparation.
kind of thing. It's kind of thing, and also, of course, okay, for the latte art competition, right? And
Hmm.
so we have to make a 6 cup of coffee. It's exactly we had to make a two different coffee. Exactly we had to make, right? It's very difficult thinking. This is really difficult things because we need to make a good split of the milk, a good steaming, and a good pouring, and then I think when I teach students, they don't know about how much espresso into the cup. Just guess, right? That's why they always mistake. And I was asking, how much do you using milk inside the milk jar? They don't know. I say, okay, they
So
have to.
you need to do your homework basically.
Mm. And then they need to fail and fail and fail, and they need to fix. Because
And
failure is teacher.
do you also train people who don't want to compete and they just want to improve for their coffee shop job?
Ah, yeah, both.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. And what's important for those students to learn? Like, is a speed or is it consistency? Maybe is it better to draw the same pattern but consistent every time?
And consistency is important. Mm. Consistency. Mm.
Yeah.
So when I
Yeah.
started, when I'm streaming, for example, linear mini
Mhm.
and the Rocket, it's
Yeah.
like a different machine, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not changing anything. Same way. I do always same way. This is consistency. Mm.
Yeah. No
So
matter what machine you're on. Yeah. Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's why
It makes
I
sense.
before when I streaming, I always calculate over cold milk, right? And then when I make a latte, cappuccino, flavor, whatever, so we can see how much foam
Hmm.
increasing. This is important. Some people thinking like a chi chi chi, like a slight hissing sound, right? Or maybe sometimes some people thinking, oh, how long? Actually, it doesn't work because different coffee machine, different
Hmm.
pressure, and then different milk is different.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then we cannot count when I steaming it, talking with customer.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
You
So we
can't.
have to talk with customer, right? Yeah.
And also the environment situations that you got no control of. Like some days are cold and some days are hot. The actual temperature around the shop. And
Yeah,
I believe
exactly.
someone asked in the questions before they asked a question, but can you please talk about pressure of machine?
Which
Not
pressure?
sure.
I think
I think the steam wand. I think they're
still
talking about.
I'm always using 122, yeah, or 124, 1.4.
Oh,
Steam pressure.
okay, that
It's a
makes
very average,
sense.
I think.
Yeah, it's
Mm,
important. Yeah, sure.
mm,
And something that I kind of want to talk with you. I think latte art is cool and it's fun, and being a barista, big job. But I think it's also important to talk about hospitality in general.
mm.
And hospitality is not perfect. We make lots of mistakes all the
It's really
time.
hard.
Yeah. What would you change in hospitality? What's something that you would like to change about hospitality?
I think, okay, so this is really interesting because in Australia, between Japan, it's totally different coffee culture. So in Australia, it's really friendly, especially you, right? If I go to cafe, they're very close to me, and also they're talking, right? But in Japan, we're not talking too much.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then it's a really bit different coffee culture, and I think it's the hospitality. Mm. So this is what I want to change. Mm. I want
In
to make
Japan, yeah.
more, friendly, and I want to make more friends, and I want to talk more customer, and like
Yeah,
Australian style. Mm.
and I think that will help the Japan coffee scene because then more conversation that you have with people, the more they appreciate the new way of drinking coffee, the new way of making coffee. from tradition with the, the younger generation too. And, it's like, because obviously Melbourne is good, but even Melbourne is not perfect. I think that sometimes Melbourne, we are so focused in the cup that maybe we forget to say goodbye or to say good morning. So I think that's something that maybe, in Japan, I believe that you put strong importance to make sure that you greet, that you say, hang on, it's spinning. The connections. Okay, here we go. I got you back. From my understanding is that in Japan, it's very important to greet and say hello and thank you to every single customer. So is that also in the coffee shops in Japan?
Yeah, it's like we call the omotenashi, right? Like a omotenashi. It's very gentle and a bit hot. Yeah.
Because Melbourne doesn't have that necessarily. I think sometimes, not every shop they say hello and goodbye, and I think that's something that maybe we could change in Melbourne and bring that into the coffee scene. I think it's important to make it more, because how important is actually not just the coffee but the entire, I think we speak so much about coffee origin, not that, but we forget about the experience and the people.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the important thing. Yeah, I want to make a good experience for the customers, like a coffee experience, right? Because many customers doesn't know how to drink coffee best way. Yeah, this is what I want to show in Japan, especially. That's why I say that in Japan, instant coffee and canned coffee and drip back is very popular at home. So I want to change their coffee life.
So give a good experience so that people can really dive in what you're offering, these new products as well. And I think what you're doing is quite smart, because you're still gonna have a dark roast that accommodates the traditional Japanese coffee drinkers. And that's the same with a friend of mine. He owns a coffee shop, specialty coffee shop in Italy. And he did the same. So he has a part of the shop, like on the side, where he has all the coffee menu, filter, origins, the live roast. But at the front, he still has the option for the Italian people who just want to have the regular experience to just be able to have it. So I think offering both can help because then eventually the person who's more traditional, which is nothing wrong, maybe will ask you a question after 10 visits. Shin, what about that coffee? Make me one of those.
Yeah.
And what sort of machinery are you going to have in the shop, actually? I didn't ask.
We're using the San Remo.
So you cafe racer or the opera?
Cafe racer.
Nice.
I really love cafe racer. Yeah, because we can adjusting temperature individual handle. Yeah. And the
maybe they should call it the San Remo Cafe Samurai.
That's good thing. Good idea. I should do that actually. Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I love cafe racer. Yeah.
Yeah, you should ask some of the guys working there. Okay. Now, going back a little bit to the fact that you're going to start roasting coffee. So now, more than ever, you're involved with green coffee. Coffee is delicious, but it's very hard to have and impossible without the people. From coffee farmer, producers, pickers, brokers. There's so many people behind one single cup. How important is for you to educate and talk about the people behind coffee in your new coffee shop?
That's so many things actually. There's so many important things, right? So especially I really wanna talk to customer about how come from coffee beans and process, of course, and you said a producer, because it's really hard work there. It's it's really hard to pick up coffee beans. It's really hard work. And it's so expensive coffee to ship to Japan as well. right?
Of course.
So I wanna talk about it more in a coffee like a story to customers and how to roast coffee beans and how to make coffee, everything.
And I think you know, the world has the idea of, you know, Japan being a country where it's there's a lot of artisans, a lot of craft, whereas, you know, depending on which product. And I think that by offering the education that you're going to be offering, I think that really you're going to help the coffee in Japan to be appreciated more like a craft, to tell the story behind the coffee like you're planning to do.
Yes, that's what I want to do. Yeah, tell to customers. Yes, of course. Yeah, that's important for them. It's really hard to pick up coffee. Yeah, I had experience and so hard work.
It's hard work, latte art, it's hard work, running the shop, it's hard work roasting, it's a lot of work. But that, I think, where the Japanese culture can come handy for, you know, your customers to appreciate the craftsmanship behind it. Because if the roaster is in the shop, they can see you and you can talk to them and explain and make them appreciate more the coffee. Like you said.
Yeah, we can share to customers.
Yeah, and then in terms of pricing, just because you were talking about it, like what sort of challenges do you have when it comes to shipping to Japan? Is it because it's very distant?
Yeah, it's really, so I'm using, like a green company. But we are okay. Yeah, but, I think it's really expensive, ship to Japan as well.
Of course,
Especially now.
Is it easy in Japan, or is it hard to source green bean coffee? Because, you know, in Melbourne is very, I mean, in Australia, we're lucky. There's a lot of good companies that source green bean. What about Japan?
I think it's same. We have so many good green company as well. It's really easy to buy. So easy. Good coffee. We have so many good coffee beans. It's good. Yeah,
it's good.
Exactly. We are lucky too. Yeah, I think it's similar to Australia.
Okay, that's good to hear. And then sticking with sort of the theme around it, like, are you going to offering a siphon menu at your shop?
No, I don't think so. No.
I had to ask because siphon is something that it's very interesting for people, but I think it's still it's not new, but not many people know.
Exactly. Yeah, I think it's a really good idea. Yeah, but I think it's not popular. Yeah, so when I go to a coffee shop in Japan, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen a siphon anymore. Maybe Maruyama Coffee they have in Tokyo. Maruyama Coffee. Yeah. They are a really good coffee company. I think they have siphon.
But otherwise, there's not much siphon in Japan. Yeah, right. That's interesting.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I love the siphon too. I love the siphon taste. But
it's not popular.
It's not popular anymore. Yeah.
That's interesting. I thank you. I didn't know that.
No, that means that Poma is more easy way. Right?
I know.
So cheap and easy to make. I think this is more I think it's most popular now.
And is a filter still quite popular then if they replace a siphon with pour over? So is it for black coffee? Is it more from espresso or from filter? Japan.
Filter is the most important now. I think most popular. More than espresso.
Yeah, right.
I think espresso is really getting growing. But filter is much more than
getting more. That's interesting. I'm asking all these questions because I think it's with the pandemic, nobody can travel, so this is a chance for people who want to travel to get an idea of what your world is and what you're getting into, which is super exciting to hear. So we're reaching almost the end. We've got about 14 minutes left, but and thank you so much for coming.
No,
I've really had
thank
a
you so much.
great time chatting with you.
Thank you.
I just want to ask a few more questions,
Yes.
a little bit of bigger questions, but what would you like to see in the future of coffee? You know, what's like your dream about coffee in general? Maybe in Japan, but also in the world.
Maybe in Japan, not just in Japan or in the world.
You know, let's start from Japan.
I see. I think as you know, in Japan, Starbucks is very popular more than local coffee. Yeah, because Starbucks is a good hospitality. Actually, it's really consistent in Japan. Same taste, same hospitality. If you go to Hokkaido, which is north side, if you go to Tokyo, Osaka, they are same taste, same hospitality.
Right.
If you or for example, if you go to Japan, right? If you go to Tokyo, if you lose weight, sorry, right? So you because can you speak Japanese? No, right?
No.
So many people, I think many Japanese cannot speak English too, right? So, but if you go to Starbucks, they're really kind for you. So you can find a way. So this is amazing hospitality anyway. I think it's Japanese lovely, like this one, yeah, kind of culture. But hopefully, specialty coffee is more growing in Tokyo, Osaka, and also in Japan. Yeah.
So your goal is to sort of like making sure that specialty gets to the point of Starbucks with the same hospitality, but just with a different offering of coffee. I get it.
So because the people is most important, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Customized people, workers people, we are people. So Starbucks focus on people. That's why they make money a lot.
And to be honest with you, like I always say in this podcast, like people, it's easier to learn how to make good cup of coffee than learn people skills, how to deal with people. Like that's a gift, you know, how to talk to people. And I think it's really important. And without the people, there's no coffee. Not just because of the farmer, but also there's no customers. So if there's no customers, there's no customer service, then there is no hospitality. It's made by people. So yeah, I agree with you. And what's your and someone's saying Shizaku, big fan from Indonesia. So you got
thank you so much.
Those are the few compliments in the previous comments. I just pinned that one. And they're asking to do a live stream Instagram when you do latte art. Maybe you can. Maybe we can do a second time together.
Yeah, maybe we can do it next time. Yeah, of course we can do it. Yeah.
We could do that next time. Yeah. And then my friend here, Dan Logan, asking, I thought Excelsior Coffee was a great chain experience too. The Excelsior Coffee?
Yeah.
Are they also a good coffee chain? Like a, you know, like a group of cafes?
Yeah, I think the chain is, franchise is the most popular.
Okay, so they got also a good experience like Starbucks?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
It's interesting, right?
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. I think
people, they focus on people. That's how they make money.
That's the idea.
Also, they focus on society.
Yeah, important. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that, Shin. And just a last couple of questions. What's next for you? I know that there's coronavirus and it's a bit difficult to predict the future, but what's next on your goal list? Because you were talking about goals in the start of the interview and to have a goal. What's your current goal, especially for this time that you just got back to Japan after only 2 months?
So I want to make a good coffee for customers, as I said, and I want to open best coffee company in Japan. That's why I want to, and I want to show them is a good coffee experience. That's what I want to first.
This is your mission.
That's my mission, and then I was lucky anyway. Just love coffee.
It's good. It's good. I think
Yeah.
I think it's just incredible to see your. It's such an inspiring story, like you were saying. You know how you just looked up coffee, was the best country, was the best city, was the best roaster, and just packed up a bag and
Mm,
you went for it. So I think it's really inspiring for people because it's
thank
possible. You
you.
know,
Thank
if you
you.
are in a country that coffee is not popular, you can still go to another country. You can still do the things that you've done. And then we
Mm.
go last question. We go when
Oh,
when coronavirus is gone, will you travel to others country to try different coffee? And are you planning to go to Indonesia? He would like to invite you to his cafe.
yeah, of course I do. I would love to. Yeah. Yeah, if when I get an invitation from other country, of course. Yeah, but I really want to go to Australia first.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's gonna be a while, but yeah,
Finish the coronavirus.
yeah, we
Mm.
look forward to have you back here. And
Yeah,
yeah, for sure.
yeah. I
And
already
yeah,
missed the coffee. Yeah,
yeah, you miss coffee. Is there anything else that you want to sort of say or share before we finish the little interview?
yeah. I just want to say thank you for having me, and then you know, I always focus on my dreams and keep going and keep growing and be humble and just stay safe and stay cool.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
I think that's a beautiful way, and I'm very grateful and appreciative for you to be here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Sheen, for being
no
here,
worries.
and maybe let's keep in touch, and
Yeah,
maybe we can do a latte art live stream next time, and
that's a
we'll
good
organize
idea.
something fun.
Yes, I think I pour and you pour too.
I don't have a steamer. Oh, I
we
have to
can,
get a steamer. All right,
yes,
all right,
have
all right.
fun.
We can do it. We can do it.
That's I think funny. Yeah, I think.
We
Yeah,
can do that.
thank
All
you.
right. Thank you very much. Thank
No,
you. I
thank you
really
so much.
appreciate it.
Stay safe.
Thank you. I'll look after yourself and good luck with everything.
Thank you so much. You too. Bye.
There you have it, guys. And really, really humbling to have Sheen on the podcast. Sometimes the connection was a little bit tricky, but we managed to get all the questions through. And thank you for your questions. If you're new, well, welcome. This is Coffee with Mirko, episode number 80. So 80, big number for us. I'm very proud to be here and to be able to have met so many amazing people like Sheen. So thank you for staying here. Thank you for following and listening to the amazing things that Sheen had to share, his stories, his insights, and his recommendations. I think there was a lot of good stuff there to grab onto and hold on to it. If you're new, feel free to reach out to me or take a screenshot and share this um, episode to your social media platforms. Always nice to see when that happens. And we always run this as a podcast and a YouTube and on our IGTV with the previous episodes. The podcast is usually 10 episodes behind just because it takes a bit of time to grab the content, grab the audio out of it, and then post it. But yeah, we're all available on 8 different platforms. Spotify is our most popular, so if you type in Coffee with Mirko on Spotify, you'll find us, and it's just something that it's there for all people, whether you're new to coffee or not new. There's a lot of good conversations there. But yeah, thank you all. Still here, Vag, I see you. Dan, good to see you, brother. Really liked your question, and Anthony, I think you are you're a very beautiful man too, Anthony, and we'll chat soon. Definitely you and I, and yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this. Tomorrow we go Hide, another guest from Japan. He happened to be a day next to another, so 5 o'clock and Melbourne time, so the Australian Eastern Standard Time, and looking forward to see you there. And yeah, I'm closing off. Thank you again. Stay safe, stay well, keep drinking good coffee, keep brewing, keep playing, keep coming up with recipes, keep exploring, and I'll see you tomorrow.